are ready to talk nerdy to you here on the Omega Level Nerds, where J100, Bolsker, Jelly Rose, and myself, D Square, are going to talk all sorts of nerdy to you about some awesome topics, as we do each and every week. So let's definitely get right into it. To me, it's the biggest news that, we've gotten. So HBO Max, Warner Brothers, is going to release all of their movies for 30 days in 2021. So all the superhero movies, everything that Warner Brothers does in the year 2021 is going to be on HBO Max as well as the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
This is shot reverberations across the industry, many even referring to the fact that this is a death knell for theaters themselves. AMC, the theaters, they responded. They slammed Warner Brothers for doing this. So I want to go around the horn, of course. We'll start with, Jelly Rose. What do you think? I know you, like me, this is something that excites us. We like that at-home experience or the drive-in. So do you think this is a death knell to the inside theater industry?
Well, first I want to point out that recently I switched from Sprint to AT&T, and guess what AT&T offers? Part of their
Mm-hmm.
service is HBO Max.
Right.
So I don't really care for the theater experience to begin with, besides, like you said, drive-ins.
Mm-hmm.
So, it makes it more, I can't think of the word. It makes it more available to people like me. People that, can't go out or don't want to go out. Some people
Mm-hmm.
have disabilities and, social anxiety and things of that sort. We can see the movies without everything being spoiled now.
Mm-hmm. And so do you think, or I guess what's your opinion? Do you think that theaters are now going to go the way of, the Betamax or the Laserdisc now because of this?
I mean, there's always going to be people that are going to go see it in person, though. Not everybody likes
Okay.
Netflix and chill. Not
Mm.
everyone's comfortable of going into somebody's public residence or, they're going to go out for their dates and things of that sort. So I still think it's going to be a thing because people like getting out of the house. Not everybody likes being in the house or being cooped up. You have all the
Mm-hmm.
different kinds of people. So I don't think that it's necessarily going to go away. Now, I do feel like it's going to diminish. I don't think there's going to
Mm.
be so many of them, if anything.
Okay, interesting. And J100, what about you? Again, this is being hailed as a possible death knell for the theater industry. Jelly, of course, thinks that that experience is still going to live. What do you think? This is as bad as it's being made out to be?
I mean, I think it is only depending on how you're gonna look at it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there are already people who don't want to go out, one, because of the coronavirus, but in general go out to see the movies. And just like Jelly was talking about, those people also should also be able to have the experience. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're paying, for the service, or have the ability for the service to be used, whether it's an AT&T deal because they prepaid for you,
Mm-hmm.
um, then you're going to have to, as a movie theater industry, just come to grips with the fact that you're not the monopoly anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
when you temper your expectations, and uh, uh, live within your means, right? I like how usually the people who are poor get told. Uh, you'll realize that you have the ability to hold on to an industry. You're just gonna have to go back to the size you were 20, 30 years ago, as opposed to where you were before COVID happened. um
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
that sucks. Nobody wants to downgrade, but if this is an industry that you care about, it's not just all completely about the money, like some of you say that it's not, then prove it. And I guess not necessarily like take what you're given, but like you know, I guess in a dramatic way, like take what you're given, bitch. Stop complaining.
That's what you
And
guys get for charging
give
us
service.
$10 for popcorn.
All right. All right. This is karma for your capitalistic greed and ambitions. Uh so I mean, like, just you gotta go back to small business mode and
Yeah.
hire a CEO that is going to be able to make sound decisions and weather that storm or die off or be replaced. This is this is the part about business that makes me mad because
Yeah.
this is where the owners and the titans of business feel that they're entitled to the profit. No, you're not entitled to the profit. You still have a product and a service that you need to provide, and if that product and service is um being replaced or there's another option or that option is more healthy in the midst of a pandemic, then
Mhm.
you're gonna have to either take the shot in the arm, which is like the pandemic, and when the pandemic is over, if we do the things that we need to do for that instead of, continuing to let it spike, um, then we'll have the ability to, uh, you know, have the movie theaters again, and you might get your shit back. I don't know. I just don't understand why there's no practicality in this and why everybody else is supposed to, you know, uh, uh, tidy up and button up, but these corporations get to complain. Nobody wants to go to the movie theaters, but we still want to see movies. So
Right.
studios make them, and they control these streaming apps, and so fuck it. What you got to do?
Well, that's key. The streaming apps are key here. And so, Volsker, you're really the movie guy of the
Yeah.
podcast here. So I wanted to, certainly hear from you and your opinion. Do you think this is the death knell of the theaters? Not really getting that from the other nerds, but just what's your opinion here?
I think it can be. So when you look at the theater industry as it is, it's already considered a dying breed because of how technology is. And yes, it's an experience. And like you mentioned, I love going to the movies. When Regal introduced the $20 a month, see all the movies you want, get discounts off the concession, I was like all for it because you're paying
Hmm.
$13 a movie. So that right there to offer something like that shows you that they need to get people in. And this is before this shit ever happened.
I
Then when
also
Right.
want to
you
point out that they had offers like that in Canada before it even hit
Mhm.
us here in the US. Because my buddy would always, 2, 3 years ago, would be like, hey, I got this. And I'm like, I don't think we have anything like that here. I never heard of that. He's like,
Mhm.
yeah, we've had this for years.
Yeah.
It's the same way with the healthcare systems too. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Only that one hasn't seemed to make its way here.
I mean, and you look at almost all aspects of a lot of our industries. I mean, not to get sidetracked, but like cell phones. Over in Europe, you could switch SIM cards and go whatever company you want. We just started doing that, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Like, we tend to be so financially driven in a lot of our business decisions that we limit ourselves. And one big thing that has already been killing the movie industry alone is how greedy these movie companies are getting. Not necessarily the theaters. The theaters are upping the concessions to make up so they can make money because
Right.
Disney's forcing them now. Oh, you want to play Avengers? Well, you have to play Avengers in this many screens for this long. Oh, and by the way, we're getting an extra 20% than we usually take.
Right.
So their way to do that is like Regal when they did the unlimited movies. Okay, $20. We're not really making money off of your tickets anyways. Now we'll also give you 20-30% off your concessions every time, so it's a little bit more reasonable, and that's all pocket money for us.
Hmm.
But then when you look at this announcement, it's huge for a few different reasons. One, every major theater chain dropped double-digit stocks when this was announced.
Right.
Like literally immediately. AMC is literally hanging on by a shoestring before they file bankruptcy. Of course, they're the ones that's going to be pissed off the most because they're basically all but dead at this point. And then we know what happened, like with Trolls with Universal, when we thought this was going to be a blow by. Like, why is Universal doing this? All companies were against them, and then now, I can't remember it's like not Cinemark, Cine something, which is the Regal's parent company in Europe. They're supporting the decision because at this point they're like, we're closed. They have to do what they have to do as well. But we're assuming when we start to reopen in a few months, they're going to work with us and set these thresholds to help us survive as well. Well, here's what I have a problem with that was, as of right now, Warner Brothers is giving all the movies for 30 days. After 30 days, it's off of HBO Max, and it's theaters only until the actual physical release. If this ends up being successful, you have Warner Brothers with the listing that they have for next year are some of the biggest movies we are probably going to see in the next 5 to 10 years. Matrix. You have Wonder Woman, which is actually starting on Christmas Day, which is actually, believe it or not, Christmas Day is one of the biggest theater days. They're going to sit there and rope that one right on in. Then you have Mortal Kombat. And was it Dune is also one of them. So you have this massive list. If it is remotely successful, what do you think Disney's going to do with MCU?
Oh,
Then
don't
Gonna
even.
get Black Widow 2. Finally, wanna see my girl shake a booty on the camera. Oh, hi guys. How
Like
you doing?
I was saying.
How are you?
I can almost
I had him over
guarantee
there.
if they do this with Wonder Woman and it's successful, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Black Widow in the next 2 to 3 months.
Oh,
But
don't
is the
even get
movie
me
gonna be good,
start.
though?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I guess
Wonder
I'm
Woman,
Yeah.
believe it or not, the reviews, people are glowing about it, which I'm shocked. They're calling it one of the best DC movies in years.
I
So
watched the trailer like a few times because it keeps popping up on every single fucking app that I touch. And why is she wearing elven armor that's in fucking Skyrim?
yeah, I think she's. I know I'm a DC guy in comics, but D, you've been in comics a lot more than me. I think that Amazonian armor, she's been in and out of that for years.
Yes, that is a comic book accurate set of armor. It's like some sort of armor
I'm not worried
of a
about the
scare.
armor. I'm worried about. I don't know. I guess I'm still on the. I don't understand how y'all thought the first one was even good. So
I haven't even finished the first one. I'm
yeah,
probably going to
see,
watch it now because
yeah,
Christmas Day.
yeah.
What can I do with Haley?
Like
Hey,
watch
let's
it,
watch the new one.
watch it, and then when you're watching, I'm like, oh, you watched it? You can be like, yeah. I'm be like, disappointing, huh?
Well, when it comes to DC, honestly, like I'm Batman. Like all the other Justice League people can get the fuck out of here. Like they're not interesting. But
I mean, those aren't even that great.
if they start making good movies of other characters, then bring that people back and we can actually start getting a universe. But back to my original point though, but then all these other movies like The Matrix, what happens if they end up, you know what? We have John Wick that's about to be done. Let's put John Wick on there. And then Disney follows, and then Sony follows. Like,
Yeah,
I think it could end up being a snowball
I think
effect.
that the part that I was getting stuck on was I guess seemingly putting it on Wonder Woman. There are a lot of other titles that are coming out
Mhm.
that are going to make this setup work. And depending on how the Matrix is, not Wonder Woman, but like depending on how the Matrix is, depending on how some of the other movies coming out in that group that grouping, um I might go to the theater to see it in 3D
Mhm.
if it's good. Like I'll probably go see the Matrix anyway,
Mhm.
you know. And I like, for me, that's what I used to do anyway. I used to, you know, Sorry NSA or it's whoever, Homeland Security, but
Some
I used to
torrents.
torrent fucking movies and decide whether I want to go to the movies or not. And believe it or not, so I saw Deadpool, downloaded it,
Mhm.
saw that shit. I'm like, all right, let's go, because I wasn't trying to waste my money. If it ain't Iron Man, I gotta test it out first.
Mhm. I mean, like, look at this list of movies. Some I don't give a shit about, but okay. So, The Little Things, don't know what that is. Judas and the Black Messiah, Tom and Jerry. Any kids animated, right there is usually a huge hitter. Then you have Godzilla versus Kong. That's supposed to be absolutely huge.
I'm interested
Mortal
in that.
Kombat. Those Who Wish
Sort
Me
of
Dead.
interested.
The Conjuring. The Conjuring is always a big hit when it comes in. Was it In the Heights? Space Jam 2. That's going to
Right.
be massive.
What?
You know, LeBron
There's gonna be a Space Jam too?
with
Oh, you
LeBron.
didn't know that?
With LeBron
That
James,
right
yeah.
there.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
I just
Yeah.
watched Space Jam the
man.
other day. I was like,
Yeah.
sitting down,
Jelly got
like
jelly
I used to
minded.
have like the little coin that came with like the freaking VHS, and I would carry that around with me everywhere. I love that movie.
Yeah, there's a sequel.
This is
They've been
going to
making
be
it for a while.
huge.
I almost
One
got
because
suspended because of that coin.
Gunn's first movie for DC, The Suicide Squad.
Right.
That's going to be huge, and that's probably going to be huge with Marvel fans because they love him as a director and what he did
Right.
with the Guardians movies. Reminiscence.
Just make it good. Just make good DC movies. That's all I'm asking.
That one really
They're
has
never
a
good.
chance.
They're all terrible.
That one has a chance. Because of the director, the fact that they have enough balls to go with King Shark, that one's got a chance.
Oh, and then John Cena then getting his own TV series.
Well, we'll see. I'm not high
Dude,
on that. I
character
don't
even
get that at
popular.
all.
I
No,
don't
not at
know.
all. Not at all.
And what Dune? That's going to be huge. People are hyped
Dune
about
looks
that.
good. Yep.
Don't know who Many Saints in Newark is. Don't King Richard. So typical history type stuff. Don't know what Cry Macho is, and then Matrix 4. Like you got a huge amount of movies in there that would. Those are potential $1 billion movies at least if they do well, and if they do well on the streaming service, every other major company is going to follow suit. And then that will be the nail in the coffin for the theater industry as we know it.
Oh, I wouldn't go that.
Well,
Oh, it's
listen.
doing so well. We're gonna upcharge everything. You fucking bastards.
Well, the good
Listen.
thing is AT&T
I mean,
owns Warner
listen,
Brothers, so
that's their hope. That's their hope. Their hope is, just
I think
like I want to know. I want to know what the markup on the popcorn is. You probably get that popcorn for like a fraction of a
I think
cent
it's
per
what
pound.
are they?
You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
I
And then
used to
charge
work.
It's
$84.
like 50 cents,
Right.
I think, for a bucket.
I used to work at a popcorn stand. Okay, it was a place in North Olmsted Mall. We popped popcorn, sold pop and candy. Okay, I was the manager of it, and the owner literally told me, "Never stop popping popcorn. I don't care if you throw 20 bags of it away a night. It's super, super cheap. It's pennies per bag. We just want it to emanate, have a smell, bring people to the business to buy other things." So yeah. Popcorn is super cheap, and they charge a shitload at it for movies. But I think that the theaters are definitely almost gone. It's going to be a diminishing business because we talk about Marvel, or I'm sorry, Disney, and the fact that, okay, they and Netflix, right? The Netflix is the biggest streaming service pretty much. They both are projected to make like $7 billion next year. But Netflix is still going to lose $4 million because Disney doesn't have to pay shit for licensing. It owns all of its property. So it just can churn out the content with like little or to no expense. I mean, not no expense, but
Disney, come put your movie in the movie theaters. No, peasant, I have my own
Right.
streaming service.
Exactly.
Wipe my butt with your movie theater.
Yeah, and then
I own my shit.
and you know what's funny? What you mentioned about Netflix too, and that's another thing is what they can do is they can do what Netflix did to grow into what it was. We're going to release all these movies. So what do you think? They're going to get millions and millions and millions of subscribers, their own properties. They're getting all this money. Then they can up it, $2 or $3 every year, and they're just cranking out money. And then what's going to happen?
I remember when Netflix used to be $7.99.
Yep.
Well,
and now it's
and consider
15 for 4K.
and
And
consider
that was
this.
with a disc and the streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. But consider the fact that all the Marvel stuff hasn't even been released yet as far as the shows and stuff and the movies. So this projected revenue that Disney Plus is off of one show, and that's The Mandalorian. I mean, I know it offers a lot more than that, but when you think of all the original content on Netflix and the other streaming providers versus Disney Plus, which has had one show, everything else has been pre-existing stuff for movies, like, that's crazy. Just wait till the Marvel stuff hits. Like, it's going to be a bloodbath. I mean, it's already a bloodbath. Like, everybody already has Disney Plus, so it's crazy. And I think that's...
My bestie does.
Well, hey, I mean, they've got a thing on... There's a thing on Disney Plus where you can invite people to, like, do a watch party that don't even have the subscription, and they can watch stuff without it. So, I mean, believe me, they don't seem that much against it. But I definitely think that, yeah, I don't think Disney has a whole lot of incentive to do the theater thing other than, as a nostalgia thing, I mean, we'll see. If the money's there, I mean, they're going to be there.
But here's the thing, too.
I mean, you have to also think of, there's a lot of people that don't have, like, internet or, like, cell phones still. Like, how many of
That's
the
a good
older
point.
generation are just kind of like, how am I going to watch this? Like, you're
Right.
going to cut out, like, a lot of people, too.
Watching their TVs on their phones, and mine just flips and makes weird beepy noises.
And that's probably where the limited access, which I think if you think about it from a society type portion, if we keep all the millennials, Gen X, Gen Y home, then those baby boomers, they can go and be safe in theaters and they can experience.
That's true.
Instead of having a theater every 15, 20 miles, Regal might have to have one every, half hour, 45 minutes away, like cut down. And then if you look at it from a business standpoint of the companies, like you're saying, D and J, if they're willing to cut a little bit on their financials, they don't have to worry about this third party delivering their aspects. So they might earn a little bit less money, but they're also paying less money out to have these other people house their products and shit. Right. And in the day and age we're doing, you're either fighting to survive or peace. So,
Peace, punch, Captain Crunch. Yeah, that's for sure.
All right. What did you just say?
Peace, punch, Captain Crunch.
I wasn't going to say that, but...
Snap, crackle, pop.
I said it. I'm like, what the hell did he just say?
Yeah, that's what we...
Jelly said it.
That's a disruptor there for sure. That's a disruptor there. But, well, speaking of the movie theaters, whether these new things that are being announced come out, whether they be in theaters or streaming service. But, of course, Sony is going to be doing a Metal Gear Solid movie. And, huge news. They've announced that they have cast Oscar Isaac as Solid Snake. So
interesting.
That is interesting. That was a surprise to me. But, again, I don't really... sniff around that stuff much. So
he asked to be cast. Actually, if you go back about a year or two ago, he said they asked him, he's like, if you could be cast as any character, he said Solid Snake. Yeah. And then that people are showing like memes like when he asked to be it, and then the announcement, like, when the fuck do you see that shit?
That's happened a lot these days with the Blade. The dude that's going to be playing Blade. Like a lot of these, Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. Like, you're starting to see these actors
We're going to
really.
get one with Luke Skywalker.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, Sebastian Stan, like, put some footwork in, and we just might be able to get it done. It seems far fetched, but these days, that kind of stuff's happening. So, yeah, get into it. But yeah, Oscar Isaac is Solid Snake here. I, of course, have played a majority of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Actually, I think the only one I didn't play was Metal Gear Solid 3. I think he has a good size for it. I think his jawline looks a lot like what you usually see with Snake in the video games. But I do wonder if we're going to get to see the Solid Snake mullet. He's always got a mullet. So is Oscar Isaac going to,
That'll be interesting.
do the business up front party in the back Solid Snake mullet?
You
know
leave
what's funny?
Snake alone.
Am I the
have his
only
meat
one
real
that
quick,
don't
do
play
it.
him?
You've
I
never
don't know, I watched
played?
Buck play 'em.
I've only played what is it? The one with Raiden, the one you let me borrow.
Oh, that's
I don't like sneaking.
Oh, and that's not even Metal Gear Solid. That's
like-
Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance. But that's a great game as far as I'm concerned. I love that.
Oh, you're
game.
not into Metal Gear Volkswagen?
I'm not a big sneaking. Same reason I didn't like Siphon
I'm not
Filter
patient
or
enough. It's like I'm
with
sneaking.
Splinter
It's like
Cell and shit.
this is the whole game
Wait,
because I
the
gotta
way I
wait
look
and I gotta do this, but I gotta wait, but I have to wait. I can't wait. I
Yeah.
wanna go kill this guy. And then it's like, oh shit! Now everyone saw me. Fuck. Is this the game?
Gotta wait. Yeah, I mean, you can go total stealth. You can do a little run and gun, but the boss fights are what I really liked. And I thought the stealthing around, I thought they did have this really planned out and really interesting to figure it
Mhm.
out. So
Well,
that
I'm not
was
patient
fun.
enough. I can't do it. That's
And the
I-
story.
the way that uh I guess got through or get through games like that is I was really interested in the story, especially considering
Yeah.
how the first one connected to the second one. How the second one was like, whoa, what the fuck y'all niggas talk about?
Yeah.
And then the third one was, you're going in the past, so like it's making more sense now. But then they give you this fucking twist at the end, and then I never played the fourth one,
A lot of people say the third one's one of the best, actually.
oh, it is. It's really good.
I heard you
like
just shove a grenade in alligator's mouth
no,
and shit.
It definitely is the third one. The third one's probably. I mean, obviously, because it's the third one. The third one is fluid. The best one is the first one.
Yep.
I feel.
Yeah. Well,
That's very
because there's no other Metal Gear or game really, because obviously this is a one trick kind of thing, but just all the memorable shit from the first Metal Gear Solid. The most memorable, of course, is when Psycho Mantis reads your memory card. And sure as shit, like right before I played Metal Gear Solid, the first one, I was playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Had all sorts of save files on my shit. And so you're fighting Psycho Mantis, and he's like reading your memory card, like, oh, you like to play Castlevania, don't you? And you're like, what kind of shit is going on here? And you eventually figure it out, but still, just moments like that are going to make a number one best for me. But let me ask you, so spoiler alert, I mean, so I guess for anyone that does get into Metal Gear, we talked about Metal Gear 3 going in the past. So
The big boss or whatever.
and that's the thing. So does Oscar Isaac, is he going to play multiple characters? Because Snake is a clone of another important character in the series.
Yeah, because there's Solid, Liquid, and the big boss.
But Big Boss is a woman, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so then it's Solid and Liquid, right?
Solid and Liquid. But there's Solidus.
There's a big Big Boss. Whoever they thought was Big Boss was not Big Boss. Somebody else, or the original clone or something. The original Snake.
Yeah.
Big Boss is a woman. So, what they are clones of is either her genes or the first boss or first big boss, whoever you fought in the first
Right.
Nintendo. That's who everybody thought was Big Boss because that's who they were saying were Big Boss, but he was just protecting the other
I
one.
thought you played. I thought you played Big Boss in 5.
Yeah, there's like so many. Everybody calls himself Big Boss.
Oh,
That's,
right.
that's the whole thing. Everybody's looking
I'm
for
Big
Big Boss.
Boss.
Big Boss.
She's
Yeah,
Big
and-
Right,
Boss.
exactly.
We're all Big Boss.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And didn't
The
they
story's-
remaster 1 for GameCube?
Yes, yes, they did.
The
Yeah.
Twin Snakes.
Yep.
Oh, they remastered it, so it's all smooth
Yeah.
and shit.
Mm.
Or
I mean, I don't
what?
know. If, I mean, that's.
Still?
I mean, GameCube. I
GameCube.
don't know how smooth it's going to look now, still, but
Oh.
yeah.
It was a good system.
Nobody got no goddamn GameCube. The fuck?
But you
I
have
loved
ramen
my-
Yeah, one
burgers.
right behind me.
I loved my
Show.
GameCube.
I got a PlayStation 2
Ain't nobody
over
but
there
Jelly
too.
ain't gonna have no GameCube. The fuck?
I actually have
Supposed to
seen a
fix the
couple.
GameCube.
Oh, it just doesn't work.
The thing doesn't stay closed.
It's like Ingenuity. Just put a book on it.
Yeah, I say you could jury rig it. That's no problem.
I was supposed to fix the PlayStation 2.
Oh,
They
the
just
PlayStation.
drop shit off at my house. They're like, "Here, fix this."
Fix this.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
where's the power cords? We don't have those.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and that stuff can be expensive for retro.
Have you plugged it in? Is that the problem? Like,
So all right. So in general, though, I mean, it seems like a pretty good casting to everybody. I think it works. Can't be any worse than Apocalypse.
you mean Ivan Ooze?
No, that was
Ivan
bad.
Ooze Apocalypse. All right.
I think that overall, if Oscar wants this role, and he's gonna have to, put as much of his dick in
Okay.
solid or into Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
as what's his name, Poe Dameron in Star Wars.
it could
Right.
it could go two ways. We could get some shitty ass, turn of events like Apocalypse, Ivan Ooze, fuckfest, or it can turn out
Yeah.
great like Henry Cavill with Geralt. He loved the
Right.
character. He knew in and out. He had all the books, the games, and I can't picture anybody else playing the character now. So
Right. It's
I'm gonna
true.
play
Very
it.
true.
The white boys will go crazy. What, a black Geralt? That's right. Dreadlocks.
Could work.
I mean,
Could work.
technically with his hairstyle, it could work.
Got a beard too. Black.
You just got to be Polish.
I like all the white women. Outrage, cancel. Okay.
I mean, hey, if a black dude played Colossus as long as he was Russian and still had the accent, I'd be like, okay, I'm ready to roll.
It would work.
All right, good stuff there. All right, so talking about good stuff, let's talk about The Mandalorian, Chapter 14, The Tragedy. Okay, so really, let's talk about the big things that we saw in this episode. So Boba Fett does want his armor, and he gets it. Baby Yoda, or Grogu, whatever. Grogu. Is now in the hands of Moff Gideon, aka the bad guys of the series. And because of a promise Boba Fett made to Mandalorian, he's now like, yeah, so I gotta help you go get that kid now. And that's a good
Wait,
thing, because the Razor
a
Crest
bounty
was just blew
helper
his shit.
helping other people?
Yeah, definitely a different
got
Boba
pissed.
Fett. Oh, did they? I didn't hear this.
Yeah, people were getting mad that he's helping Mando, and people are like, you do realize the only reason he was like that in the original trilogy was because he was hired. That's what bounty hunters do.
Wait, what?
Yeah, people were pissed that he was helping the good guys now when you were like, well, he's supposed to be evil. No, he's not bad. He's a bounty hunter.
Evil.
Yeah, that's
And
like some
and technically
non-fan.
and technically fucking Luke and Leia and Han were bad.
Right.
If we lived in a world where Darth Vader existed and like we were the Republic one day, us chilling, making a podcast,
Mhm.
and then the next day we're the fucking Empire. Are so Don, with your family and everything, are you gonna sit there and talk shit about Darth Vader?
Right.
No.
Exactly.
So if he offered you a job where you had to go get these traitorous motherfuckers, what are you gonna do? That job.
Mhm.
So I don't
Right.
know what y'all talking about.
Yeah, that's
I don't
pretty
watch Star Wars.
dumb. It's a dumb.
Speaking of, I'm gonna pin that on the wall because I have a confession to make.
That you don't
So-
like Boba Fett.
Oh,
You
I
like
love
feet
Boba Fett.
pics, don't you?
Oh, it's about the episode.
Okay. Well, before, so as far as him being different, them saying he's supposed to be evil, yeah, that's dumb. He's like you said, he's a bounty hunter. Curious that he's kind of gung ho, but that's cool. But what my main difference from him was, other than he's obviously a little bit heavier set, doesn't quite fit in the armor like he used to,
Mhm.
is the fact that he was whooping ass, like hand-to-hand combat, whooping
Fucking
ass.
crazy.
And realize up until this point, the only Boba Fett fighting you really saw was in Return of the Jedi, in which he kind of actually looks kind of foolish. Like he's quite ineffective in that movie, you know. So now we get like this effective Boba Fett, you know, in this awesome melee, whatever kind of stick he had. That was a wicked looking thing. So, you know, in that respect, you know, this was a badass Boba Fett. I'm not a big fan of the character, but that was cool.
Dude,
That
he
was real
split
cool.
stormtroopers' helmets in
Boba
half.
Fett
It
was
fucking
always
cool.
Yeah.
Boba Fett was always that G.
In
Yeah,
the books
I
he was, wasn't he?
later
Mhm.
on, but when you just look at, to me, the original trilogy, like, he really wasn't that cool of a character.
That's where you gotta put your imagination in the
Just sat in the
in-between.
back. He's like, ugh. And then when he finally got the fight, Starlight Pit.
Yeah. But what's interesting, though, is, you know, of course, he explained to Mandalorian how Jango Fett was a
Mhm.
foundling, basically. That's why he has this Mandalorian armor. So that
Fun
kind of
thing
goes,
about
yeah,
somebody decrypted what his actual hologram said, and it actually
yes,
registers with Jango Fett's planet is now in canon.
yes, yes. And that's and yet that goes against what we talked about a couple shows ago, where like, you know, it was said by George Lucas, you know, that he is not Mandalorian, but obviously that was a fake out because so Jango Fett was Mandalorian, and I always thought that armor was made of Durasteel, but Boba Fett did not deny that it was Beskar. So I don't
Could it
know.
be early Veskar?
Well, no, Beskar's Beskar.
No,
Like,
I don't think I think that you have to earn Beskar. You don't just get Beskar.
gotcha.
Yeah, because wasn't
'Cause at the
Mando's
beginning
early
of
armor
the
like
whole
shitty?
yeah, I was gonna say at the
Yeah.
beginning of the whole series, his shit was fucked. His shit was
Oh
whack.
yeah, it was a big deal when he got one of his pauldrons. You know, like yeah, he just got a Beskar pauldron, and it was like, oh, big
Mhm.
shit. So
Fuck was like, hell yeah, my one shoulder gonna be protected.
right,
Shoulder
exactly.
protection dance. It's protected, or maybe it's this one. It's
Yeah.
protected.
Look at my pauldron. Look at my pauldron. So yeah, the only thing that sucked about the episode, it's one of these turn, you know, these make my wife rage, is these 30-minute ones. She's just like, no, it's supposed to be an hour show, and I'm like, that
They
that was
cut it
never stated.
so it doesn't lose. Like, they don't want to add an extra 20 minutes and it just not be worth it. Like, they cut it in very strategic manner.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't doubt that whatsoever. Absolutely not. So I have no
Let's
problem
talk
with
about
it.
that last scene.
Yeah, well, so take us through. I mean, what did you think? I think we watched it right at the same time, by the way, because we both commented on social media. But
I think Ahsoka was correct, and when you see Grogu force choking stormtroopers
Mm-hmm.
and then wanting the dark saber, I think we're going to see a twist where he might actually go to the dark side.
Mm. So maybe Mando has to go
Like,
from defending him to having to deal with him.
because he was having fun. Like when you saw Moff Gideon was like, hold on, he's sitting there like, and then beating
Yeah.
him. Like,
But wouldn't it be fun to force choke your captors in a hostage situation?
true. So it could be
So
like
I
a
mean,
child, like
I
just
think that one issue that, you know, again, why I don't have an issue with the sequel trilogy is that what the whole issue with the Skywalkers and the Jedis is there was no actual balance. If you're being captured, you're not supposed to, oh, I'll just turn the other cheek because I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, no. Force choke that bitch ass motherfucker. You want to capture me? Huh? Nah. Get your ass over here and then get your ass over here. And then you go over there and you up
Yeah.
in the air. Like, get the fuck out of my face. So, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with Grogu being mad and Grogu wanting to take the dark saber and put it straight up Moff Gideon's asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is for my father.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I forgot where that was from.
if
It
you
sounds
remember,
like
Even
a
take it to like
Dave Chappelle.
destroy it or something just to take it.
yeah, he like
Yeah.
a
Of course, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just saying.
Like this dude is 50 years old. You keep thinking this is a little kid. This boy is acting. This man, right, is acting the way. Because that was the other thing. Ahsoka said that he forced himself to be this way,
Mhm.
forced himself to forget, to stay protected. I think that if
Yeah.
he actually gets a hold of his shit, this thing that you think is a little baby is he gonna rip somebody's throat out.
Which you can
Your
see
Right.
esophagus is gonna
feel
be
that,
all over the flow. So
Gotta-
but she
It's like
also
clean that
mentioned
shit
that
up.
she sees the darkness in him like Anakin, or alluded to Anakin. So that
yeah, but the thing about Ahsoka is what drew her to the balance is being intellectual enough to know that the Jedi were a bunch of bitches. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yep.
What put Ray on the path was just being a Palpatine and
Mhm.
inherently having the evilness in her, but wanting to be good. And so the what the Force truly is like, you know, when it comes to your own spiritual journey, that's why they're meditating and stuff all the time. That's the way I look at it. Is that you have to find your way to the balance. Everybody's way to the balance isn't going to be different.
look at
Alienating
Mace
yourself
Windu.
from loved ones and all the other shit. Huh?
Look at Mace Windu. A lot of his powers, he actually tipped into the dark force powers to amplify his.
Right, but that doesn't automatically make you balance, especially if you train
Mhm.
and do everything in your soul to repress those powers. That's what
Yeah.
Mace Windu's issue was. The reason why they put him on the council is because he was too strong, and they're like, all right, this motherfucker will chop our heads off. You don't put this motherfucker on the council. We're gonna put this nigga on the council.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Return of the Jedi, did or didn't Luke also briefly do a force choke? In
Luke do force choke?
But the thing about it is,
in Jabba the Hutt?
what's the force choke? And that's the part of that's why I have to admit that throughout this episode, I watched an emergency awesome video. For everybody that doesn't know, I said this
Yeah.
earlier, to y'all, but I watched an emergency awesome. If y'all watch emergency awesome, especially when it comes to you know, the Mandalorian and some of these other shows, the boys and stuff like that.
Right.
I like the way that he breaks down and shows Easter eggs, blah blah blah. But there is so much Rebels Easter eggs, and I've never even once seen the beginning of an episode. I don't know who Ezra is. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what people went through. I don't. So and these things lead right directly into
Mhm.
A New Hope. Like this show ends, and then A New Hope happens, and so I'm ignorant to it.
You're talking about
And
Rebels,
so
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't even finished Clone Wars. I get it. I know what ends up happening, but I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? So So, you know, if you've seen Clone Wars, what do we Force choke? What do you mean Force choke? You mean General fucking Anakin Skywalker murdering everything? What do you mean? Like, of course Jedi kill. It's like what they do. Like the killing isn't the issue. It's the coming to your emotions. It's the, all this other stuff
We'll get into
but you
that.
should you should like those are things that make you human. You know what I mean, or alien or whatever. These are things you need to do, and so that's why Rey was able to balance. Like, no, give me Chewie back, and she dark side fucking, force lightning a ship out of the sky after force fucking what's it called?
Force pull.
Yeah,
Move
like what the fuck?
object.
Right. This chick over here, you know what I mean? Just waking up one day like, oh, I'm just gonna read people mind and then do like dark side stuff at the same time, but balance it. Like, what? Like, sure, it was Mary Sui, but like that doesn't matter. The fact that it happened means that there are other people that do it too. And
Yeah.
Anakin could have been, and Luke could have been, but they were taught from the beginning. Because Luke going to save his friends in Empire Strikes Back is kind of that Grogu rebellion going to the dark side stuff because he was succumbing to his emotions. That's why he lost his hand. But if he wouldn't have lost his hand and would have beaten Darth Vader, then what? Maybe he could have found the balance, but he wasn't going to beat Darth Vader because Darth Vader was so powerful in the dark side. And he wasn't ready. There was no training. Da, da, da. So like these are things that like I don't know. I don't understand what people are watching. I just got really nerdy. I'm sorry.
No, you're
No, that's what
in
we're
general,
about.
I think the episode was fucking awesome. Like, I loved it. I'm just, and
Yeah.
when I question things, I'm just like theories and where it's gonna go. I have no complaints this whole fucking season. Keep bringing it.
I
Yeah.
think that instead of I don't know, maybe this is what makes it so interesting to me is instead of trying to, and I'm not, trying to knock, how you're looking at it at all. I'm saying that I think that a good way of looking at things is, there is the way of thinking about what things are to come. The way that I do it is even when the movies come out, I treat it like it's Friday morning. That's when I watch it. I watch it as soon as I wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
So Friday morning, I'm about to get a new piece of this universe. Every 3 years we got a piece of the universe. Every episode of Clone Wars, we got a piece of the episode. Now every book, like I know a good deal about Star Wars, but I still don't even really know. And so the more I uncover, I'm almost for certain that like it's not even about me knowing what's gonna happen next. It's about knowing what's happening now. And I don't think there's a lot of people that even understand what's happening now, especially with when you see some of the Easter eggs and you see the things about Thrawn and you listen to Emergency Awesome, who's connected to the industry, talking about the spinoffs that are about to happen. There's going to be a Thrawn spinoff, and there's going to be a Ahsoka spinoff, and there might even be an Ezra Bo-Katan spinoff. Like they're thinking about making a Star Wars universe like they're doing with Marvel Universe on the Disney Plus side.
They should.
And it's oh, man, yeah,
It's ever
every
expansive.
breadcrumb just makes the world even bigger and better, and it connects it, and
There's no limit
happening during that time period, and blah 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 blah.
There can always be a new planet. There can always be something new. It's a never-ending, huge universe. That all we really have to do is just kind of sit back and enjoy as these pieces get revealed to us.
And that's why I love this show, because get at me if you want. I think this show single-handedly has done more expanding the universe than the movies have.
I absolutely agree with that. As much as I'm not going to say it's better than the prequel trilogy, because I like the prequel trilogy, all of it, I will absolutely agree, though, that this Mandalorian show has developed the universe in a greater way than the prequel. I mean, any of it, really. I mean, it's awesome.
There was such a long break in between that and they did that for realism's sake. That it allows for there to be these gaps. So it allows there to be, especially even with the movies being 3 years apart. You know,
Hmm.
it's so funny that when you watch episode 2 and then you watch episode 3, and then right now I'm in season 4 of Clone Wars, and believe it or not, especially being military trained, they're just showing you like battle,
Hmm.
like literal battle,
And they're
like
developing
both
the
sides taking
clones.
casualties and the
Hmm.
right, and like there's so many layers to it. So that when you if you just watch episode 2 and 3 and be like, oh, there was time in between, no, there was shit going
Oh,
down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there was this one episode I just watched where Dooku was torturing Anakin. He was all fucked up, and I was sitting here talking to my roommate. I was like, this is why, when you see Anakin cut off Dooku's head, like that motherfucker was so willing to cut his head off. It wasn't really that
right.
Palpatine was enticing him to the dark side. It was that, you know what this motherfucker did for the last like three,
Yeah.
4 fucking years? This nigga been on fucking bonker shit.
Yeah, because there's
Like
a whole fucking
doing
war in
Yeah.
between.
So when the
It's like,
leader of your
right.
government, says "fucking kill that dude," like, yeah, you're gonna, yeah, they expect him to
You're
abstain.
gonna do it, especially when that dude is the dude who's been leading this war. That if you do this, it'll be over, and you've been killing everything all over anyway. That's what the movie shrouds. The movie shrouds that like, oh wow, Anakin killed this dude. This motherfucker been murdering for the past like 5 years, bruh. Like,
Mhm.
bruh, bruh. Him and Ahsoka been slicing shit up,
Yeah.
and he lost his Padawan. So fuck all these foundlings. You gonna take my nigga? I'm taking all y'all niggas, bruh. Street code, gang.
Right. Well, you
Sorry,
mentioned.
Star Wars. Star Wars is a special place in my heart.
Sure. No, I
Like
get
Patton
you,
Oswalt.
man. Yeah. No, I get you. I hate like all these people that nitpick it and try to say it's bad, and I'm just like, fuck all that. You are not a fan, so just
Oh,
stop.
I've already
There's
told
no
you.
way.
I think, in my eyes, I think this show is just as good as the original trilogy.
Yeah,
Close.
I was gonna say something about that too. The show is great in that respect because it it well, first off, it's showing a Mandalorian, so
Mhm.
you have to look at it through the eyes of this myth as far as the movies go.
Like, I didn't even give a shit if I seen a
Uh,
Jedi. I just got hyped when I saw Ahsoka, and I was like, all right, give us a little tidbit, and now let's get back to what we were doing.
right.
Like, you know,
I think that how this is gonna branch off is gonna make your statement true. And the reason why is I think that that what Disney is trying to do is get you to wean off of the movies in the first
Mhm.
place, because for as great as they are, they're really shitty. Um and and move away from that trilogy and move on to the end game of this one, which is gonna lead to, in I don't know,
all
10
different
years or
shit.
so,
It's gonna be amazing.
a
It's
whole
gonna be
new
glorious.
shit that's gonna have a whole new shit. That granted, it's gonna be like corporate, whatever. But I believe that whoever they get to, especially if John Favreau's still around,
Just give him
they're
the
gonna
fuck.
get
Just give him the keys.
they're gonna show
Come on.
you what using the force, what having balance in the force to an existential threat is gonna do,
Yeah.
instead of having these, pulled to one side, the light side winning and then the dark side winning. But what's going to happen when the balance wins? That's the next trilogy.
Yeah, I'm just excited, and it's kind of funny because they didn't show up in the sequel trilogy, but just everything we're talking about this episode. But at the end of the day, at the end of this episode, we have Boba fucking Fett with Slave One, and now the Mandalorian in crew. There was some bad mamma jammas, and yeah, that's fucking exciting. And of
Straight
course, we
from
got
Mando
Moff
to-
Gideon, right? And then of course we've got Moff Gideon and Grand Admiral Thrawn running around too.
Don't forget
So,
about Bill Burr's character is about to get recruited.
yeah, that's funny too. So as much as I love the prequel trilogy, and I know I have another topic, I'm going to be saving that for next week because I kind of want to talk about this a little more and not extend this too much. So I love all the prequel trilogies still. I like it, I do. But what if, or how would you feel if they did some sort of goofy time thing to where it really did chop that shit off, reboot it, and they go on to the new trilogy from this point?
It's Disney. I can see them doing it to all of them.
I don't think. Why would they reboot it though?
My answer to that, again, as somebody that don't think this needs to happen, my answer would be because the fanboys or the non-fanboy fanboys that have
Someone
complained
say
about
that?
everything. What's that?
Did someone say
No. It's
that? Just a hypothetical.
just me reading on the internet. I get the general consensus that everybody just hates. Again, this is just the internet, so it's probably not
Thanos.
true, but right. Well, and because people hate it so goddamn much, and I mean, they talk about, forgetting all about it. Disney wants to forget all about it. I wonder if they'll do it.
About it.
I don't either. I'm telling you, I'm there with
No
you.
way. That's what I keep saying. That's the beauty of starting at episode 4. Doesn't matter what the first 3 movies were. It could have been Jar Jar with a bottle of lotion backing off to some
Jar
Padme porn. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
For 3
boy.
movies. It could have been that the whole
Feel
time.
good.
And it doesn't matter because Darth Vader went onto the ship looking for plans of the Death Star.
Right.
And episode 4 happened first. So what they did actually do, instead of having being Jar Jar being a weirdo, is pretty amazing for what story was being told. I still don't even understand the casting issues. Like, why
Yeah.
ruin what's his name's life? He was a good Anakin.
Yeah.
He was supposed to.
Hayden Christensen.
He was supposed to be a what's it called?
He's Mannequin Skywalker.
Precocious. Is it? No. Yeah, precocious. Is that what I'm trying to say? Kid.
He's the male
He's
version
Anakin
of
fucking
Kristen
Skywalker.
Stewart. He's the male version of Kristen Stewart. That's why he's dubbed Mannequin Skywalker. He has no expressions. Like, he just sits there and
Are you talking about the older one?
Hayden Christensen.
Oh, he's talking about Jake Lloyd,
Hayden wasn't
Are you
bad
talking about
either.
the little one?
whose life
Hayden
really
wasn't
got
bad
wrecked.
either.
Yeah.
And so the part that I don't understand is wasn't he supposed to repress his fears? Like, if I were to be like, okay, Hayden, so scene is you're supposed to repress your feelings, but also be this fucking have this evil come into you. What do you do? All right, action, and it comes out like how he does it. I don't know. I don't want to nitpick him.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. I don't want to nitpick it. But when we do, like we do need to. There are things, and there are flaws, and there are mistakes that are in there. So I mean,
You know what we need? The new trilogy just needs to stay away. It needs to be something completely fresh. Give us a Mandalorian trilogy of movies.
Oh, well.
Like, I don't even care if we see Jedis for a while. Like, I want to see something completely fresh, and that's why I love The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen, but I have seen things.
There could be a show looking at it from the Empire side or the First Order
Sure.
side.
Absolutely.
To a Darth Vader trilogy. What happened with him going and hunting all the Jedis?
Oh, that'd be so.
Well, that happened. Darth Vader movie. That happened. They just do it in the comics, and it's some cool ass shit.
It's dope.
I just want to point out we were watching one of the Star Wars movies with Jar Jar in it, and I had to listen to Hubs complain for a long time about Jar Jar. Because I always have the subtitles on.
Well, that is a good preview for next week. There's something we'll be talking about how And now I'm not going to be able to convince people that Jar Jar's not annoying, but I will give evidence on why Jar Jar is not the worst character from the Star Wars prequel trilogy. So it is another character.
C-3PO is
Everybody
it.
loves
I
me.
mean, I don't like. There's just annoying characters because like, why would you want every character to be perfect? I don't know. That's just so. It's just so
Hmm?
weird. It's just so weird to me.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
never going to happen. You can't
Maybe,
do that.
maybe I'm the weird one that
No, you can't.
lets a movie tell me the story. Me trying to tell the movie a story.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just they latch onto their certain characters or ideas and they fantasize. And I'm guilty of this too. You fantasize about it and it doesn't happen, and you feel some disappointment about it. But that's just going to happen. But you're right. You really should just sit back, relax, and let it ride.
mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll certainly, talk about the Mandalorian again, and it's another week has gone by, so we get 1 week closer to Jelly watching the show. So
2 episodes.
excited. I believe so, right? Because this was the 6th of the season, so that would leave 2 more.
D Plus does. Yeah, I think
She
8.
wait, I forgot. Do you have to watch the whole thing, or you have to watch season 2?
She has to watch the whole thing. She hasn't watched any of them.
You could still do it in an afternoon because
Yeah.
a lot of the shows are
20, 35, 50, 20. Like you can
Yeah.
probably binge one season in like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, I've done it. You can absolutely.
Scientific proof by D.
I want you to live tweet it in the chat, Jelly.
I don't think she knows what to think.
What?
So are you excited to finally watch it?
Right, you got how many more weeks till you watch it, Jelly?
Oh, Hubs has 2 weeks of school
Okay,
left.
okay. So,
It's about right after Christmas.
all right,
Almost
all
done.
right. Well, let's go ahead and move forth and look into what is coming out in your local comic book shop this week. Of course, using the list that I get in my emails from our local comic book shop, Comics Are Go. We'll start off with DC this week. So we've got American Vampire 1976, number 3 of 9, Batman Black and White, number 1, Dark Knight's Death Metal, The Last Stories of the DC Universe, number 1. Oh, that sounds heavy. DC's Very Merry Multiverse, number 1, Detective Comics 1032, Flash. Yep, and some more coming right behind it. Flash 767. Superman Endless Winter Special number 1, Sweet Tooth The Return number 2, Tales from the Dark Multiverse Flashpoint number 1, and Wonder Woman number 768. Image, we have Crossover number 2, Getting It Together number 3 of 4, Homesick Pilots number 1, and Postal Night Shift. Looking at IDW Comics, Comic Book History of Animation number 1 of 5, G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 276, Goosebumps Secret of the Swamp number 3 of 5, Lock and Key Sandman Hell and Gone number 0, Marvel Action Chillers number 3 of 4, Mountainhead number 5 of 5, Scarlet Hood number 2, the ongoing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series, so number 112 in that series is coming out, Transformers number 25, and our favorite Usagi Yojimbo number 15.
My God.
Yeah, I may have even read the wrong list last week. I don't know, but yeah, he's just there every week. With Marvel, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 54, Avengers number 39, Captain Marvel number 24, Conan the Barbarian number 17, Guardians of the Galaxy number 9, Heroes at Home number 1, Juggernaut number 4 of 9, so I'll be getting that in my pool list, King in Black Namor number 1, I might get that one as well, Marauders number 16.
Did they up Juggernaut to 9 issues?
No, it's 5. Did I say?
5,
I'm sorry,
okay.
4 or 5.
You said
Yeah.
4 or 9. I was like, holy shit, he's getting some due here.
Yeah, that would be a major shift for sure. But yeah, then we have Rise of Ultraman number 4 of 5, Spider-Man number 505, Star Wars number 9, Strange Academy number 6, Sword number 1, so that's an X-Men thing with their floating space station, Venom number 31, and
Nice.
then we got some Warhammer 40K, Marnius Calgore number 3. Speaking of the X-Men X of Swords, I know Volsker let me know that he did, or is at least working on catching up. Me and him will actually probably make a side video where we talk about that, but it has concluded, and you know, I'm not underwhelmed, but I'm not whelmed that
A lot of
story.
issues. All right. Before I
Yeah.
start diving into the last 12 issues,
Okay.
so I can know when to go in deeply depressed and hate this whole time, or at least be excited.
Okay.
Is it at least end better than Absolute Carnage?
Yes, because some like so. Because with Absolute Carnage, it was like, okay, nothing really happened. I mean, there was some
Yes.
consequential stuff, but nothing really happened.
I'm
With
still
X
reading
of
about
Swords,
what's happening.
right? Yeah, exactly. A year later, like we're getting all this null shit now. With X of Swords, it's like, okay, the setup was cool, but it's like the middle was like, it doesn't matter because at the end, it just boom,
Okay.
it just goes. But
Something
then
happens.
but it does resolve, and there is some
Okay.
changes going forward that are major.
Cool. Okay.
So,
These dudes are Lincoln Park.
what's that?
Hmm?
These dudes are Lincoln Park.
No, what are you talking about?
You said in the end it doesn't
Oh.
really
Oh,
matter.
oh, that was better than I realized. All right, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Lincoln
Park
go.
Park over
in my
here
head.
fucking with the X-Men.
Yeah, yeah, they take you for a ride. You're right. That's nice. Good job. Good job. But yeah, you know, we talk about the null stuff, Ulsker. So yeah, Venom number 31, King in Black. I already mentioned the King in Black Namor. So yeah, Null is coming to Earth finally, and again, this was all supposed to go down like a year ago. So yeah, I don't know if you're. This is not going to be the podcast to go to, I guess, if you're looking for King in Black stuff, because I'm just not there.
Well, I actually, to be fair, I do have issue 1 that I picked up, so I do have
Do
that.
ya?
I just haven't read it yet. I want a fucking resolution. I've been in this for a year.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, well, I tell us all about it because this X of Swords has got me like I would drop a bunch of money on that, and I'm not like stoked. So
Oh, I'm not doing every issue. I'm only doing the core issues. Fuck that.
that's cool. So yeah, make sure and head to your local comic book shop. Of course, you know, social distance, wear a mask, all that good stuff. Marvel X-Men Classics short comic book storage box coming out, $11.99. So look for that. I might pick that up. All right, well, so let's go ahead and get this thing to the end here. Let's see what the Omega level nerds have been doing with their nerdy time. So, Jelly, what you been up to? What you been doing with your nerdy time?
Well, we got a puppy, so a lot of, well, since Friday, all of my time and energy has been going into our little Cinder, which I name everything colors. And if you also don't know, Cinder is a character in Killer Instinct.
Yes.
um,
Cinder!
right. And like my kids were like confused, and I'm like, it's in one of the fighting games that your dad likes too. And they're like, what? So, I had to go on YouTube, find a little intro, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh. I'm like, we have all of them on the Xbox because when you buy, the packs to the new one, you get 1 and 2, the
Yeah.
arcade versions with it.
And Microsoft owns it, so
Oh, really?
yeah, they own Rare, so that's why the new
Oh,
one was
right.
developed.
Yep. So we got the puppy. I've been playing Ark with the kids. I've been playing it on Windows 10 because it's on Game Pass, and we're still taming dinosaurs and like whatever else. Um, what did I play? We tried to play Stranded Deep, But then we realized the multiplayer is really strange. So we have it on Steam, right? And instead of like inviting somebody to your game, it's remote play. So you hit remote play and you both control the same screen, and the resolution goes from like good to
Shit.
you're like double streaming because it's now sharing both your games together. And my mouse wouldn't do anything. Here we were both controlling the same mouse and we're fighting against each other. Yeah. So then
Yeah.
we couldn't.
Wow.
It's like, assign player two, a controller. We couldn't figure out how to assign him the second, controller. So we were controlling the same mouse, and then it looked like shit anyways because it's remote play because you're streaming a game to another person and
Yeah.
sharing it and whatever else. So we're like, this. Why did they do multiplayer like this? Like, why couldn't I just fucking invite somebody to this as co-op? Like, why is this like
Weird.
this? It's really
Yeah.
fucking strange. So we got mad and we just played Green Hell anyways, because I'm like, fucking stupid. Like, it looks like shit because it changed everything. The quality went from looking nice to like, am I playing this on a PlayStation 2? And that's how bad the quality got.
Yeah.
And it was
Jeez.
like, guys, play single player Stranded Deep or couch play it or something because you
Yeah.
can't remote play because that shit's like for the birds.
Sounds
Then
like
you got
Battletoads.
like the first PlayStation. I mean,
Yeah.
PlayStation 2 though. Why you had to drag the Queen all up into this?
Because
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a
it
sacred.
reminded me of Blocky Boobs.
Oh, some Tomb Raider.
That was the first PlayStation. PlayStation 2 was fuzzy.
You're right.
It's like, let's
Well,
make
it
him.
was very fun.
Didn't seem like it back then. Back then it was the shit.
I really want to play some Dot Hack though. I think I need to go get those games and get a PlayStation 2 now though. Or I'm just gonna get the new Xbox and run an emulator.
I know, that's got me almost wanting that new Xbox when I heard about that. I love PlayStation 2. I still got some games I can't play because I don't have a working one anymore. But man,
I don't-
Water used to
I don't
impress me on that
think-
system for some games. Like the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliances.
The
Oh,
internet
I love Dark Alliance.
Yeah,
gives you everything yet gives you nothing all at the same time.
yeah, it's true. It's true.
Isn't Baldur's Gate 3 coming out?
That did come
Um,
out.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I think it's like early access or something.
Baldur's Gate
I
is
heard people
different than
complaining about
Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, so they're kind of
Mhm.
two different
Yeah, because you like
genres.
your Drist.
Yeah, he's in one of the games. And, but all right. Well, Volsker, what have you been doing with your nerdy time?
Well, like I mentioned, I was finally able to make it to the comic shop after almost 2 months. So, yeah, we're not going to talk about how much I spent trying to get caught up, and that was still leaving like 15 issues in my pull file.
Wow.
I applaud Eric for working with me, and he's just like, dude, don't worry about trying to clear this out right now. Like, just come pick some up. And like,
Yeah.
I got caught up on Batman. Really cool. They introduced another new character, which they're kind of filling in like his training when he was younger. So he actually had like a rival / friend who knows everything about him. So that's kind of cool that they're doing that. What else did I just finished 3 Jokers, so that was interesting. What else? I beat, in terms of playing, I finally beat was it Shaq Fu Legend Reborn? That game was fucking hilarious. I don't know why, but I have a kind of a passion for side scroller like beater ups like
Okay.
Street Rage and things, Battletoads. And it literally does not take itself serious, which is even funnier. Like right at the end, he stops. He's like, "All right, who's directing this damn game?" The guy's like, "Me," and he's like, can you please stop with this bull crap just sending enemy after enemy? This is getting boring as hell. Can we like do something here? And the guy's just like, oh, I thought you would like have fun with it. He's like, nah, crank up this music. This crap's boring. Like, it's just funny.
Now my big black genie don't even want to work. He going on a worker strike. His ass is being over here doing all this dumb shit. Man, what we gonna do? Shaq food.
Icy hot.
Shaq food.
Right, Icy Hot. Shaq food brought to you by Icy Hot.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, Jay, is because actually in the game, after each level, you get Icy Hot to power you back up to full health.
So it's just total Goofyville. That's fun. That sounds
hilarious. And then outside of that, I really haven't really been doing too much. I tried my hand at a tabletop Star Wars game last night. That was pretty cool. The Edge of Empire.
okay. Nice.
And then just waiting for Thursday. I have it pre-ordered. We got Cyberpunk finally coming.
Cyberpunk, customize your junk.
I applaud CD Projekt Red. So they already released a patch, Jelly, so it should be running. And Best Buy, which don't even get me on a rant, but Best Buy shipped their collector's editions early, you know, the ones that they canceled on me at the beginning of the year. And CD Projekt Red's like, look, the patch is out, install it, play it, do whatever you want. But if we catch you streaming or releasing videos giving spoilers to people who cannot play until launch day, we will cut that shit out of your channel. Do not fuck with us.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It's just, I don't know, it's just really cool that they're all supporting, like, play it, enjoy it, but don't fuck with other people's enjoyment for the game.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's good that they're vigilant about that.
God, I can't wait to play. I might have to stay up late Thursday night. Preload, I think, comes tomorrow.
All right. Well, we'll expect your review on next week's show then. And so, J100, sir, what you been doing with your nerdy time?
I've been trying to play Final Fantasy VIII. I've been watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and trying to get through Inuyasha. I haven't read I haven't watched those. That's really about it. Outside of that, I've just been working. Oh, Mando and Star Wars, Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Clone Wars.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just been trying to adjust to different type of psychological job that I have.
Yeah.
It's draining, so I got to get used to that.
Yep.
Once I do, I'll probably be doing more nerdy stuff like streaming again on YouTube. And when we get into where we can find you, you need to tell me when you're streaming on YouTube. I want to see this shit live, okay? Because
you wanna because you're
dying.
Yes. Yeah. I'll definitely talk about that actually here real soon. Yeah, what he's referring to is, of course, I've started streaming Final Fantasy VI 100% playthrough on YouTube, and so to answer his questions about when I stream, it's pretty much normally it's pretty much every weekday night. I mean, here or there, I may not always make it. I'm not, but after the kids go to bed, so I usually get going about 10:30. Start streaming for an hour or so. So, and I've been
pop on at like midnight before.
I mean, if you get on a Thursday or something, sure, because I don't work Fridays, so Thursday I can, I can like stay up.
Fucking A.
So yeah, and so it gets late and I get tired, and so what happened was it's and it's near the beginning of the game. There really is no fucking reason why I should be dying. So I go ahead.
Zero reason.
Well, because Final Fantasy 3 or 6, whatever you want to call it, I'm sorry, I'll always fuck that up. it sets you up so well. Like, you start off the game with fucking cure spells and shit. Like, the abilities are awesome. You're
So
just
why don't you use them? I'm watching you. I'm like, I was sitting here rolling a blunt, and my roommate was over here talking to me, and I'm watching you, and she's like talking, and so I'm like rolling it. I'm watching you, and I'm double taking. Like, what are you doing? Like, heal the Moogle, heal the.
yeah.
You gotta heal the. Oh my god. Okay.
God damn,
You gotta
heal
walk.
him.
You won the battle. You're walking. D. Heal the. Oh, you started another battle. Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
Heal the. Oh, it's dead. It's dead. That one died. Okay. Now, they did super attack. Now 2 of them are dead. Oh god. You gotta heal. But it's fun
Yeah.
because that's a good game, and I wish I was there live so we could have fun with it.
Yeah, I
Without
try to be
I don't
real
get the same
conservative.
notifications on YouTube that I did from Twitch.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I try to be too conservative with like item usage and MP usage. But what you had witnessed was, and again, it gets late, I get tired, is like, so I go through this boss battle. It actually kills one of my guys, but I get one last hurrah off on it, kills it, cool, boss battle over. Okay, we're in a new screen and I can save and heal up. But I don't. I just proceed to go about.
Save or heal. You get into another fight. That one died.
And it's done. He's done because my guy had 60 hit points left. That's it. So, and then boom.
There was another time you did that, and you, like you went a little forward, and then you're like, I don't like this. I'm restarting. I'm like, what? What? Why?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
I
so
got pissed
fun.
off.
Oh man, right? Yes, you did. I guess you rage quit or whatever. I was enjoying myself.
That's my rage. I don't like rage or anything.
Recording, so I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
Hey, no, go to the. It's recorded already. He streamed this,
So yeah.
12 hours ago.
So yeah, that's what.
What the fuck?
So yeah, I've been epically failing through that. Doing some Star Fox speed runs, of course. I don't know, my 2 best speed runs, something went wrong, didn't get recorded. That's a whole thing. Outside of that, I have decided to, believe it or not, as major of an X-Men fan as I am, I have never actually watched through the animated series Wolverine and the X-Men. So I started, to go through that one. And, it's so I turn it on, and of course you see like the roster of X-Men. Colossus isn't there, so I'm like, okay, obviously another show where Colossus doesn't have much to do with it. Okay, par for the course. But of course, then it goes right into like Colossus and Kitty Pryde in the Danger Room, and I'm like, oh, okay, shit, So, but then something happens, and all the X-Men scatter, and it's like, it's a whole thing.
He's here and gone.
Yeah, like exactly. I don't know if I like it yet, though. I'm like 7 episodes into it. It's very, very much like 90s Fox X-Men and Josh Whedon Astonishing X-Men molded together. Obviously it's Wolverine. Like, Cyclops is on the team and he's not the leader. Like, that's, yeah. But, of course, when the show was made back in like 2008 or something, it was all about the Fox X-Men. So, and, of course, Wolverine. So, I don't know. We'll see. Check it out if you're an X-Men fan, but you might not exactly like everything.
Was
They
that
Zordon
before or after the high school one?
I believe that is. I mean, they have nothing to do with one another, but that I believe it is after X-Men Evolution.
Okay.
Which I watched and I liked X-Men Evolution. They had this big apocalypse setup that they never paid off. That was unfortunately what happened to that. I may watch
how
that again.
Fox is, they just cut shit off when it gets good.
Yeah.
Oh, we're losing funding? Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do something.
Yeah.
See you guys later. It was fun. Just can't get against it. Bye.
Yeah. God damn. But like Professor X gets Zordoned, like he gets almost turned into Zordon because like this event happens and then it puts him into a coma, like a Odin sleep, but yet he can communicate from the future, so he's got like his head projected over his Odin sleep body.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. I'm chugging through it. So yeah,
Get us
So-
5 mutants with attitudes.
exactly.
That's so dumb. That sounds really stupid.
It's I don't know because I want to get through it and judge it properly. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it.
Fair.
You know,
Even if the judgment is that shit was trash.
that is whack. I mean, believe me, I'm already like, what the fuck are you talking about? Cyclops is now doing whatever the fuck Wolverine tells him to do. Like,
He's like, why did I start this?
The only thing that Cyclops will do is that whenever Cyclops gets a chance to hit Wolverine, he does.
Fuck
Yeah.
Scott. Remember that, Scott? You're gonna do everything I tell you.
I'm telling you.
I'll take
Watch
your
it.
girl again right in front of you. Ain't that right, Jean?
See, Jean Grey
Yes.
disappears.
Yes, Logan. That's
You'll-
another weird fan fiction.
Well, I'm telling you,
Well,
one of the things
kinda
I
happened in the
noticed with this show, well, in the comics and in this show, like in the first episode, you see like Wolverine or Jean is with Cyclops, but then like Wolverine's like leaving, and she's like, "Hey," and, like pushes Cyclops to the. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's very, it's very
Oh,
Fox
Scott, I'd be
X-Men
like-
centric.
Oh, how long you been fucking Logan, huh? How long you been fucking? Don't lie. Don't lie.
Yeah.
I seen it. I seen the chemistry. I seen the spark. Seen it.
I know they call me Cyclops, but I can still see. It's just in red.
That don't mean I don't got. That don't mean I got one eye. I got two.
Right.
There's two beams out. I can see.
I see
y'all
that shit. Yeah.
Oh my god.
looking
So
at your
that's-
butt too.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing them yoga pants? Go change.
Everything's
Toxic
tight.
Scott. X-Men arc with
Scotty doesn't know. Scotty
Jazz
doesn't know.
Cyclops because it's I don't like Cyclops.
I do, but they do, believe me, an X-Men animated series, the Fox X-Men, believe me, there's been a concerted effort to make him look like a dick. So I get when people say, I don't like Cyclops. Like, yeah, I get it because,
I mean, he's
For
kind of
two-
a dick in the comic, but it fits.
well, I mean, he's the leader and he may be a dick, but he's also the first person to like make the big sacrifice for the team.
Mhm.
And also the person that in bad situations can help think you through that shit and get the strategy going to get you through it. So as much as Wolverine fucking hates Cyclops, right? But he will fight with him and he will let him lead him any day of the week because he knows that Cyclops is about the mutant race and will do whatever the fuck. So anyway,
Well, they kind of talked about that in the comic too, not to derail what you were going, but
Yeah.
we've even had that conversation where he's like, "Hey, if I have one person to choose to go with me, it's Cyclops." Like,
yeah,
But
you
what do
know,
you think about Cyclops? Fuck Cyclops. But I thought you said yes, exactly. I would go into battle with him at any time. But what do you think about Cyclops? Oh, fuck
well,
Cyclops.
fuck him, he ain't
don't they
shit.
live in the same house.
Now, yes, they live in the
Yeah,
same house.
Share
It's Jean
weapons.
Grey in the middle. Jean Grey's in the middle. And then Wolverine and Cyclops have their room right beside hers. And even in the diagram that it shows, they're connected. None of the other rooms that are next to each other are connected. But Jean Grey is connected to Wolverine and Cyclops' room, one on the left, one on the right.
Jean,
So,
get out of here! I got a company coming.
Yeah.
Fine, I'm gonna fuck Logan.
Right. It's Wednesday anyway. I'm going to Logan room.
Right. Exactly.
About to let him Wolverine me. Scott, I want to hear your shit today. You getting on my nerve.
He's going to stab me, but it ain't going to be with his claws. You understand?
Logan, you're too prickly. I'm going to Scott's. It's Friday anyway.
You're too heavy. Your adamantium is too heavy.
This is getting so weird. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm editing this.
Yeah, well, you know, I was trying to make it fun for Jelly, and the jokes were just right there. There was no way you can have Jean Grey have her room connected to Cyclops and Wolverine and me not say some smart shit. There's no way. It's not
Mhm.
possible. So have fun with that, Jelly.
Oh, you should have. I made a YouTube about the time that Jean Grey joined Wolverine in the hot tub, and they just, about brown chicken, brown
Proud of
cow.
you, Jean. I see you with Logan, man. You was in the hot tub, man. I've been faithful to you.
It was red, but I seen it.
I saint it. My one eye.
Oh.
It's hilarious.
All right. Well, we're getting we're getting goofy here, which is awesome and great, but it is getting late. So let's go ahead and just check out with everyone. Make sure that you can find everybody. J100, sir. Where can we find you, sir?
I'm on Twitter. That's it, apparently.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, realistically though, I'm on Twitter. I don't really post on Instagram anymore. So at J100, I'll be on YouTube one of these days shortly. I'm trying to focus on getting the fundamentals of my job down, and once I can confidently get at least 15 or get at least 10 to 15, but average 20 to 25 pretty soon. Then maybe I'll put some more time and effort into getting back to streaming. But there's no real need. I don't want to put my community through that. I don't want to have to explain myself 5 billion times. So I'm on
Right.
Twitter. Not really even there either. I'm just working. So I'll be here on Sunday hanging out with you guys,
Nice.
getting real nerdy about Star Wars and making terrible X-Men jokes.
Absolutely. Well, hey, they lob them up there, so you got to hit them out of the park. You got to do it. Bolsker, what about
Logan G?
yeah. Who's next? Beast? That motherfucking angel. He's flying around naked and shit.
You done fucked the whole house, G? Goddamn! I went on one mission. Mission.
Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know.
Cable's got a brother now? Shit.
He time traveling too. I'm about to see you, fucking Logan G.
Yeah.
God damn you,
Go back in
fucking
time.
Deadpool.
Peeping in the closet like this.
Right.
G.
You like that, Slim? Before we get too off the rails again, Jelly, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at J3LLI3ROS3. Then you can find me on Twitch and YouTube at Jelly Rose. And you can also now find me on the team called Crimson Coalition, which I am one of the new founding fathers of it.
Nice.
So if you are a streamer or even a video uploader and looking for a team, hit me up.
If you
'Cause we
create
accept
content, Jelly
everybody.
wants you.
Yes, we want you.
Awesome.
And even if you either do music, graphics, or anything to help streamers as well, we are also looking for you guys too.
Good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Go check that out if you're interested. All right, Volsker, where can we find you these days?
Yeah, lately just pretty much been Twitter at Volsker. It's been a couple weeks. I gotta get back. Have a couple ideas, but just kind of doing some soul searching with some personal life stuff. So I do have my videos still growing up on YouTube. Still not fancy enough to have a URL, so just pop Volsker in there and you'll see one of my. What I think I hit like 200 videos or something last month. Instagram, I am Volsker, and Twitch. You can find my channel at twitch.tv/Volsker, but that's probably out the window here shortly. And then, more importantly, every single Sunday, or everybody else that sees it Monday, on the Omega Level Nerds.
Yeah, I know my wife was complaining. She's like, oh, no, I can't, hang out and watch a show anymore. And I was like, yeah, well, I get it.
Tell her to
But
crawl on your bed. She can watch it live.
I know. I'm like, you can podcast with us. Like, it wouldn't be a problem. But Yeah, with the Twitch thing, and I mean, obviously, we put a little bit more shine on it now, post production there. But the Twitch again, just not treating Jay fair, and I'm sure a lot of other people. It's just clear that a bunch of barely adult, privileged white kids basically run the show there, and I'm not going to put my fate in their hands. Obviously, we see how easily shit can be disrupted, and yeah, fuck it. So, yeah, here,
To be fair, some of
on our
that
YouTube.
is antagonized by me. I will admit that, but I get spicy with the facts. That's how
Okay,
it goes.
but
I'm gonna
so
just be
some,
rational and say that some of this is because of me, with my actions, but still, it shouldn't go down the way that it does. So,
people could
it means a
disagree
lot.
with you. People could disagree
Yeah,
with
I
you. They
agree.
could disagree with me, and
I
okay,
agree that
click somebody else.
right.
I mean, it's just
Yeah,
crazy that
that's what I
that
was
can
gonna
happen.
say. We can disagree or whatever, but
Yeah.
the one thing that I'm going to sit here and agree with is your guys' support. So, I'll be
Oh,
back soon. I'm
absolutely.
just trying to get my bearings together because I thought that selling cars was a little different than I thought it was, even though I've been watching. So learning some new tricks or not tricks, but learning some new ideas about how the the game works and just watching it play out. And once I get more comfortable with that, then
Yeah.
I'll be ready to come back. Until I know I can I mean, I'm a commission only job, so until I know I can consistently,
Yep.
do at least, you know, 3 grand. I mean, it's not even that much. That's bad. If I'm doing 3 grand, it's terrible. But if I'm doing that, that's way more than I've been making the last. Yeah, like 5 years. So it's cool
Yeah.
with me. But we have the ability to make more than that. So I'm trying to make that happen so I can fund and do more and support more and all that good stuff. So appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem, man. Keep grinding. You'll definitely get it. But yeah, so, I'm sorry, I think I cut you off though, Bolsker, about Twitch. So where else? You got any other places we can check you out?
That's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Well, of course, your buddy D Square here. I have my Twitter at D Square72, which does have a link to my YouTube in its profile. I'm not quite there to where I can have the personalized URL. So please visit my Twitter, then visit and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would definitely help there. Stream mainly retro games, but some newer stuff here or there when it tickles my fancy. But what I really need you to do, of course, is go to the Twitter and look at Omega Level Nerds. Follow us there, please. Of course, that has a link to our Omega Level Nerds YouTube, where we now post the show, and make sure you're subscribed to there, so you know what's going on. Outside of that, guys, I just want to thank you, Omega Level Nerds. Great show as always. Thank you so much for everyone that has clicked and watched the video. Appreciate your support, and as always, peace and love, and we'll talk to you again soon.
And go motherfucking Cleveland Browns.